face again today. This is the Chanel Summer. I also have Laura Mercier on my face and the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I'll get into it. I was just gonna make it Chanel and have the other things later. However, I know the Sephora sale is going on right now. I'm gonna be traveling, about to get on a plane in a couple hours. So I am rushing, I will admit. But I wanted to get all these things in because there's the Sephora sale right now. And I don't plan content around sales in general, but I also recognize, let's face it, if there's something new and you have an opportunity to get 20 or 15 or 10% off, you want to know before the sale is over. So I totally get that. So I'm trying to get this stuff out to you while the sale is going on, and then we can focus on other things. So I will have a video with, details about powders. There's a tinted moisturizer, all that stuff. I promise it's coming. So let's hit that first before we get to Chanel. On my face is Laura Mercier Blurred Matte Tinted Moisturizer. They did send me these. They sent 3 shades. I am between 0N and 1C. The 1C is a little deep for me, but it's, I think, the right undertone. And 0N is a little light for me. I'm sorry, a little light for me and a little yellow. But if I had to choose the depth, I would pick the 0. So this is 0N. This is 1C. I have the same problem with the dewy ones, although I love the finish. So I'm kind of between these two, but I think you can see the undertone, this one is better. But it's a little too deep for my skin. So I mixed them, and you'll see me putting them on. I did a combination. I have more 0N in there than 1C because I feel like my skin is actually quite light. My hands are actually, believe it or not, they have more pigment because they've had more sun. But the finish is beautiful if you like a blurred matte finish. I like a dewy finish, so for me, I would go with the Dewy Tinted Moisturizer by Laura Mercier. However, lots of people don't like a dewy finish. And if you're looking for a blurred matte, these are excellent. SPF 30, they really do blur the skin. They're easy to go on. They don't accentuate lines. They're better, in my opinion, for older skin. They're great for anybody at any age, but if you have more mature skin, they're gonna work really well for you. And I can wear them. I can wear the foundation and it doesn't accentuate lines, and my skin's very, very dry. So I think it's an excellent product. Thank you, Laura Mercier, for sending these to me. I will end up using the dewy ones more than I would use the blurred matte ones, but you never know. Sometimes you want a blurred matte finish. So I'm definitely going to enjoy these because I think these work far better than practically any matte foundation would because they are a tinted moisturizer. They still have that, emollient feel, so they don't feel heavy on the skin. It's not super, it doesn't have a ton of coverage, but it's got light coverage so that it does cover up everything. And because it's blurring, it creates a great finish. So I would strongly recommend this product. I think it's great. And if you can get it on sale, what's better? Now, I also have the Laura Mercier. This is the Bronze Color Infusion. And it says bronzer, but then when you look at it, I got shade 20. This is Marseille. I believe this is the lightest. One side says Sculpt and the other side says Glow. So the way this occurs to me, like Sculpt and Glow, Sculpt is contour, Glow is bronzer. Neither one really is that though. I mean, just like when I look at these, I get that you could say that this is a glowy bronzer because it's like a little bit cooler, and this side could be a Sculpt, but to be honest, it's too warm to be a really good sculpting color. So what I did is I mixed the two together and used it as just bronzer, and I loved it. As just bronzer all over the face. I'm just pulling out my hair so you can kind of see, like, compared to my, neck and everything. I think it looks great when you combine the two and just put it on as bronzer, because the coolness of the glow shade with the sculpt, which has that bronzy golden kind of shade, looks really good together. And as a bronzer, I love it. But I don't know, like the sculpt side I would use as just bronzer, like it's a warmer golden. And this glow side I would just use as a bronzer as well, like, but lighter in intensity and cooler. Or I would mix them together. I wouldn't use either one of those shades as a sculpting shade. Again, just me, but sculpting in my mind signifies contour. But the product name is bronzer. So anyway, but I really do like it. It's a nice finish. It looks really good on the skin. The shade 20 works really well for me. I wouldn't want to go deeper than that because I am so pale. And we're going to go through the entire Chanel collection. But first, I just want to show you the Givenchy. This is the Givenchy. This is the Prisme Libre. This is in 01. The packaging has this little brush on the top of it, and basically it's like, it's stuck in, not stuck in there, but it's like placed in there. So you can just open it up, and here's the powder. I bought the 01, which is for fair skin. It has the blue, the green, the pink, and it's like white. This color story will brighten, reduce redness, and blur. That is the point of these shades. So if you are like my coloring and you want something that's more just brightening and doesn't reduce redness, I would go with the Rose Voix. If you want something that has more of that yellow that gets rid of purple tones, I would go with the second shade, which I've just forgotten the name of, but it's 02. So it depends, on what you want. If you're my coloring, if you're pale, if you're fair, if you're light. Of course, if you have a deeper skin tone, you're going to want to look at the other color stories. So I'm going to try this at the end of the video. I don't have any of it on, and I'm going to take it with me on my trip. The place I'm going is a lot warmer. A lot warmer. It is currently like 35 degrees outside here in Boston. And so I will bring the powder with me and we'll test it out. But I can give you my first thoughts at the moment. Okay, the Chanel collection. The Chanel Summer Collection, this is Les Beiges, is very similar in a color story to Dior, in my opinion. Corals, oranges, bright pinks, that's what this is. That's not a huge shock. It's the summer collection. The summer collections are always bronzy and bright pinks because that's what they do. I would love it if I saw something different someday, but I guess in a way it would be like, yeah, but what else are you gonna do for summer? But I would still like to see, I don't know, green. I don't know. Chantecaille did it many years ago when they had the Mare shade, which is that icy blue. I've worn it, I've shown it to you. People out there sent it to me, thank you so much. That's different to me. This is iterative. I feel like we've seen it a million times before. It's more of a question if it was done well. And again, it's not my favorite color story, but I will say that on blue eyes, it does tend to pop. Like it'll make your blue eyes look bluer. It's not that it won't look good on other shades, but like an orangey coral shade, yeah, that's gonna pop a blue eye. So first I want to say that the powder, this is the Eclat du Soir, S-O-I-R, Soir. Anyway, the Healthy Golden Glow Powder, I don't particularly love, okay? Now, this is, all of this is always subjective, but in my opinion, this is too sparkly and not interesting enough. Like, I feel like Chanel has done these doubles better before. And I do have ones that I'll show you. I will do comparison videos. They're coming. But just for like the first take on whether you should rush out and get it. And by the way, guys, yes, it was at Saks. Yes, I think a lot of it sold out, but it's going to be at other retailers in Chanel very soon. So just, it's coming. This is a exclusive creation from Chanel, whatever that means. But I don't think this is going to sell out, but I've been wrong before, so who the heck knows. But the gold in here is just, it's very sparkly, and you'll see the up close. I think it's pretty, but it's a golden, I don't know. I just think it's a gold sparkle. And I don't love it. Like again, it's nice. The pink is pink blush, and they're hard. They're like, these are harder shades. You do not want to use a very soft brush with these. You won't get anything from them. I mean, you can, but it'll be the lightest blush and highlighter shade you've ever seen. So yeah, it's not my favorite. I think it's fine, but it's not something that if I had seen this in store, tried it out, I think I would have been like, I don't need it. That's my take. I have a completely different opinion of the blush stick. So this is Les Beiges Healthy Glow Sheer Color Stick. This is great. And I only bought the Reset, which is the orange. I am gonna buy the pink. And now I'll buy it from Chanel. I bought this, you know, from Saks because it was available early so you guys can see it. So I'll wait until it's available at Chanel, but yeah, this is a great product. This is awesome. I really like this. It's very pigmented. It looks great on the skin and it blends beautifully. And, you know, I have no notes, nothing bad to say. It's not luminescent. It's not sparkly, but it has a healthy glow to it. It's exactly how it's described. It's a healthy glow. It has an 18-month shelf life. It's made in France. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'll buy the pink. Those are products that I would buy. Chanel doesn't have sales. Sometimes you can get them included in a sale if they're like at Macy's or something like that in store, but that's very rare. Chanel has, in the time that I worked for them way back in the day and now, they are always excluded from the sales. So don't wait for a Chanel sale. You're not going to see it. But that's a product that I think will sell out, and I think the orange will sell out first. That's why I bought it. And I think it's going to be more popular because I think that's the color of the season. But the pink is probably beautiful. And I absolutely will buy that. So I'll have both of those because I think it's a really great product. It's not sticky. It's not tacky. It blends in beautifully. It has a gorgeous look to it. It's a healthy flush. It's a glow, but it doesn't have any sparkle. It doesn't have any highlighting properties. So it doesn't, you know, draw your attention to pores. It's great. It's perfect. In my opinion, it's the perfect blush stick. Sometimes blush sticks can be too emollient and they stay tacky on your skin. And even for people who have dry skin, I personally don't like that feeling. I don't like feeling like my hair is sticking to my face because my hair is, you know, I put some hairspray in it, but very little. So my hair tends to like, you know, go like this. And if it sticks to my face, it bugs me. So I don't like really tacky products. So that one is perfect. And I absolutely would recommend it. By the way, the dual shadow, the dual Healthy Glow, the Healthy Golden Glow Powder, the Eclat de Soir, this one does have this special sun packaging, but the front of it is just the Les Beiges package. The Les Beiges stick is just the black stick. Okay, so there's 4 Cocoa Flashes. I picked up 2. I picked up Late Sun and Sun Bliss just because I was like, well, they're the sun colors. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I have a lot of Flash and balms and, you know, all of them. The 262 Sun Bliss is what I have on my lips right now, and you can barely see it. It's a very, very light, almost non-existent golden color. And what I would say for this one, I would not recommend buying this unless you're just using it as a topper or you like a balm that just has a little tiny bit of shimmer to it. It's not worth the money. Like you're spending a lot of money because it's Chanel. buy a clear one. This is my take. The other two shades, I don't know. I think they were pinker, so they might have, you know, a better payoff than this one does. But I really like it. I think it's very pretty. I love the flash formula. I think it's very comfortable, but there's no shade there. There's no pigment there. So, I don't see the point of paying for Chanel for that. The eyeshadow. So this is the Les Beiges eyeshadow. If you don't own a Les Beiges eyeshadow, they are 5 pans. There are numerous color stories. There's cool, warm, neutral. I'll do a comparison. And this one is called Golden, and that is exactly what it is. It is a golden color story. And when I put it on my eye and like did the whole look, it reminds me very much of the Dior Coral Glow eye look that I just did, I think in the video right before this. So, or something like that. It's very pretty. It is. It's a really nice look. And I think you can make it look less orange, less coral by not using this shade right here. This one kind of takes over. But, and I'm going to just use the top shade, which is like a sparkly, golden shade. The thing is, that's kind of the point of the look. So if you don't like that color, I wouldn't recommend you buy this or the Dior one, frankly, because they both have that golden coral orange kind of look. I did not buy the pink glow from Dior. I have heard that that one actually does have some warm leaning colors as well, but again, it's pink. So maybe if you are really interested in one of these, but you don't like this orange coral look, go with the pink one. But I haven't tried it, so I can't give you my thoughts on it. But I'd say of the two of them, if I had to go with the Dior or the Chanel, I do like the Chanel more. Couple reasons. One, there are 5 shades in here. 2 of them are matte. You can use those, as you see me putting this on, you can use those shades to get a very different look. If you use just the 2 matte shades and then the shade that I just popped on my eye, the golden sparkle shade, I think you'd get a very different look and it wouldn't be nearly as orange. The 2 shimmer shades that are deeper in this palette definitely have that coral, that golden, that orange look, but you could not use those to create a different look. With the Dior, obviously there's also 5 shades, but I think the Dior, I don't know, the shades seem to blend more in that palette, and I feel like, at least for the coral one that I bought, I think it's definitely an orange, like, the whole thing is orange. This one, I think, does have some peach and sort of almost rosewood tones. I just think that using the orange shimmer shades in here make it go like an orange kind of golden palette. I also like the formula of the Les Beiges a little bit more than the Dior. I think it's more forgiving on the eye, even though there's sparkle here, even though there's shimmer here. I feel like it's more flattering for my eye than the Dior. Again, this could be just my preference for Chanel. It's entirely possible, but I feel like I like that one. I like this one a little bit more than the Dior one. So let's put on the Rouge Coco Flash in Late Sun, which definitely has more pigment than the other. Now that is a beautiful shade. The Late Sun is gorgeous. This is a coral orange, burnt orange, beautiful shade. And if you're somebody who likes this kind of tone, it's kind of the color of my hair, this is one that you might want to get more than one of. It's great. It's a little unusual because it has more of this coral orangey shade to it. And things on me do tend to pull a little bit cooler, a little bit pinker. So on you, it might actually be a little bit more orange, but I love this shade. I knew I was going to love it the minute I saw it online. I was like, yes, that's a shade for me. So it almost has, almost like a brick a little bit, but sparkle, but not like, like mature sparkle, elegant sparkle. Yeah, I love this shade. I love this shade like I love the Maximizer Garnet Fizz in Dior. Although that one definitely has more garnet. It's more reddish. But it can also pull warmer on some people. So again, just remember my stuff tends to pull cool. So if it looks really warm on me, it's going to look really warm on you if you're somebody who tends to pull warm, because I pull cool. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I love this shade. So this is Late Sun. This is 268. Absolutely like my favorite. Okay, so overall, what do I think of the Chanel collection? Look, I'm not blown out of the water by this collection because I've seen all of this before, but the blush stick to me is the like standout product. This I actually am impressed by because I don't want to say I hate, but I strongly dislike the highlighting sticks by Chanel, like strongly. I really don't like them. They stay so tacky on the skin that I never wear them. This is perfect for me. So if you like those sticks and you like the tackiness of those, you're not gonna like this because this is drier. It's not dry, it's a very different feel. It's kind of like the Rare Beauty blushes, the bouncy ones. It's like a cream in the stick, but then it goes on your face and it turns into a powder. It has that feel. Absolutely love this, so I need to get the pink one. And then the Rouge Coco Flash, like I said, the Sun Bliss, I don't think it's worth it. The Late Sun, I absolutely love, and we'll get another one. So very different. The blush duo, I don't really like it. I just don't think I don't think it stands out. I think they've done the duos better before. This particular color story, I don't think it's great. I think the gold is too warm and the pink is meh. I mean, again, this is my take. And then the golden eyeshadow look, I think it's beautiful and I think it's a great addition. I have to compare it to the Les Beiges Warm to see how much more golden it is, but I have the Warm and I remember it not being this orange and this golden, so, you know, it is different. But it does remind me very much of the Coral Glow in the Dior. But I like the formula better. All right, so let's take a look at this Prisme Libre and see what we think. Let me use a powder puff. And again, I'm gonna bring it with me to my trip, so I will give you further. Okay, so it's not sparkly or highlighty like the loose powder reformulation was. That I can tell you. It has a scent. What is that, rose? Okay. I mean, it looks nice on the skin. It doesn't have that, you know, the loose powder reformulation that everyone hated. And I know why. Mattifying and blurring setting powder. I'm going to have the video, like I said, with the setting powder versus like finishing powder and stuff. But a setting powder generally is a last step to your makeup that is mattifying and soaks up oil and sets your makeup. A finishing powder is more blurring, but this says blurring and mattifying. So that's interesting. Says the combination of 4 complementary colors harmonizes the complexion and reveals its natural radiance, complexion and reveals its natural radiance. Ultralight texture, blurs pores for visibly smooth skin. Skin hydration is preserved, practical to use, and ensures a matte and luminous finish. First ingredient in here is mica, silica, zinc, stearate, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll put up so you can screenshot it. Again, this is something that I'm gonna have to use. This is made in Italy for quite some time before I give you my thoughts. 12 months. But it's not shiny, wet looking reformulation that the loose powder is. It's not that. It's definitely a matte. It feels nice. It feels smooth. It seems to go on well. It does have a emollients to it. So my first take is, yes, it's definitely better than the reformulation of the loose powder. But you know, with the powder, you need to see how it works. You need to wear it to give like an actual, like, does it get cakey? Does it, you know, all those things. My first take though would be that I don't know if it's the formula of old, but it's certainly not the reformulation that sucked. I mean, that's the only word I can use for it. It's not that. So I think this is a good powder. I can't tell you if I like it as much as, say, the Westman or the Prada yet. It's just too soon. I like it though. It looks nice. It's not caking. I used a powder puff, which means you have more coverage, and it looks good so far. And it does feel nice. It feels silky. So that's promising. That's like a good start. I'll have more when I come back from my trip. All right, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything that I tried today, the Chanel collection. More videos to come, I promise, with more in-depth analysis. But I'd say the blush stick is like my, if I were to say that there was something that you had to buy, which I never say, that would be the blush stick. And I really like the Late Sun color, but the rest of it, I think it's nice. I think it's very pretty. And if I had to choose at the moment between the Dior and the Chanel, I'd pick the Chanel. That's where we are. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.